It's also, if you play Big Game Hunter, you're going to be so weak to Brawl as well. So no matter what Strifecro does, I think Neirea is going to feel pretty good after this position.
Yeah, you know, when you put it that way, lay on hands first, I think is actually not that bad of a decision. He doesn't have much time to make one though, and this is a tough one. Wow, this turn did not feel like it lasted that long.
Oh no. Yeah, see, yeah, I think Strifecro is just, he might have even considering not healing powering this turn because both his quarter masters have been used and he doesn't want to be even more weak to Brawl.
Yeah, I think he's just going to go for it. I think he wants to just force everything he can. You know, it's a 6-1 for that Brawl to happen, and he's going to be really disappointed to see it. And this is a big turn now for Neirea. So much value being bought with this Brawl. Oh my gosh, and the 1-1 wins the Brawl.
Wow.
That's like one of the worst case scenarios.
And wow, Neirea actually, he uses his Death Spite. He doesn't attack with that Death Spite, and he actually sets up for another Death Spite.
Yeah.
So that means, Strifecro knows he has to go out for lay on hands here, because that just clearly telegraphs that his opponent does have the Ground in hand.
You know, if Neirea didn't have Ground, that actually would have been a really good turn to make the exact same play, to force something like lay on hands from your opponent if they had it, which would really kind of put them to the test in terms of how they want to develop and move forward. And I actually think, yeah, I like using the Death Spite here as well, just because they picked up the Whirlwind. Had he not picked up Whirlwind, I would have tended to favor play that Big Game Hunter. Really wants to get it out, but Strifecro does not have Consecrate.
I think Neirea is just still pained by the fact that he used his Death Spite, or he used the second. Oh my god, that's huge too.
That's actually a really important minion right now because that takes away Fiery War Axe for a turn.
Yeah, I think Neirea is just hurting himself based on the fact that he uses his second charge of his Death Spite as basically he used it to set up for his Grom. But if he had actually attacked with the second charge of his first Death Spite, he would have lethal right now, or the game would already be over.
Wow, he's just going to go for Ragnaros, and this is a 25% chance to end the game right now. This is an important hit.
Oh, come on, Senor Del Fuego. No!
It's the 1-1. Strifecro able to do what he can to try to get back into this, but I think he's just going to have to try to fade Ragnaros shots for basically the rest of the game.
You know, go off before Baron Geddon. So, it's not very good.
This is turning into a really crazy situation where it looked like Neirea just had the game locked, and Strifecro managed to stabilize at 1 health, and he's still got to fight through this Ragnaros though. So one of these shots is really bad for Ragnaros, and I'm guessing that everyone who plays Hearthstone can pick it right now.
Oh my god!
Bonus. And it takes the Sludge Belcher, so I think it's a sigh of relief for Neirea that it didn't pick up. Oh my gosh, and Coghammer gets drawn.
Coghammer is pretty huge. Not only does it add more damage to the board, but it also gives one of the creatures a Divine Shield. So that's just more stuff for this Ragnaros to hit in the following of cards that will allow for the Ragnaros to die.
First one. Here's the second one. Wants to get Divine Shield on one of these two. So that's going to be... Needs 1 point of damage here, so he's going to go for a ping. Doesn't get it, so it's going to be Consecrate used instead.
Oh man. If Consecrate does go down, then I think another draw from another big bomb from Neirea could turn the game back around, like something like Dr. Boom or even Baron Geddon.
Yeah, Dr. Boom I think is definitely the minion that he doesn't want. That Strifecro doesn't want to see right now. This Boom Boss.
Oh.
Geddon is one of them though. And this is a lot of pressure now back on Strifecro.
Yeah, again, Strifecro will have to deal with this Baron Geddon somehow, and I don't see any ways for him to do it with the current hand.
Strifecro just laughs at what's going on. Consecration! That is actually one of the ways that he has to deal with Baron Geddon.
He's considering just silencing the Baron Geddon, but I don't think that's the play. Oh man, this is again such a very tense game. Fire War Axe would win the game over the course of 2 turns.
2 more points to the face. Neirea's done a 15. He's still got Sylvanas in his hand, and Shield Maiden gets drawn. I gotta think he's playing 2 minions this turn. he's going to continue to
Still
hold
no.
on to Game Hunter.
Oh man, Dr. Boom is drawn.
For Strifecro.
I think if he actually played Big Game Hunter the previous turn, he would have won. Or yes, Neirea would have won. There's just no way for Strifecro to deal with both Big Game Hunter and Sylvanas this turn.
Yeah, you're right. There's actually no way he could have dealt with it. Instead, though, you know, he needs that weapon. The weapon will end the game right here. But I think that's about, you know, a way to activate his execute too. Like if you do something like Whirlwind, they could potentially end the game too. Iron.
Oh, that's an owl.
Was gonna finish this off. Neirea. I didn't realize he had Iron Beak Owl on this list, but so something like Whirlwind, even like Inner Rage. There's a lot of stuff he could have drawn, I think, to activate his execute moving